Is your current reality not the way you would want it to be right here and right now? Well, if it's not, maybe this video could actually help you. So we're all trying to change our outer reality. And if we are not able to, we're trying to ignore it by distracting ourselves again and again with different ways and, techniques. And our reality is still the way we don't want it. And the one we would desire is still not here yet. So what is it that we should do when our reality is not the way we want it to be? Well, what I advise my clients and what my technique and my approach is the one I'm going to explain in a little bit after we've actually talked a little bit about what could be happening in our unwanted reality. So nothing can grow when we are judging it and we're not wanting it, or we're fighting it, or we're freezing to it, or we're ignoring it, or we're, right? So if our reality were to be a person, it makes it a lot more visual that way, and we could see it like, how would that person feel if we did not want them in our lives? If we found them wrong, unwanted, unloved, and just unpleasant? Would they ever grow and change, or feel safe? You know what I mean? Safe and cared for. And if they didn't feel safe and cared for, how would they treat us back? So if we could put a face to reality, reality is just vague and it's everything, right? All inclusive. If we could put one face on reality and say, so-and-so feels that I don't want to ever meet them. I don't like them. I don't want them. I want somebody else. And then how would that person treat me if I, didn't like them? Would they treat me with love and compassion and understanding and acceptance? No. And so is it the reality that we're really not wanting and not liking, or is it the way we behave towards ourselves, to ourselves before this reality, that it is really what is bothering us? And this is very interesting, because think about it this way. If before our unwanted reality, we were able to treat ourselves like kings and queens and love ourselves so deeply and feel fulfilled and feel, that we are so deeply loved and cared for, would the experience be exactly the same the way we are experiencing right now? That's a question mark. I would like you to check in with that and see, because when we are loved and supported and accepted fully, so I would like to just go and, maybe give some more examples about this. So let's say if in this current really crappy reality, we found one person that loved us so much unconditionally and accepted all our negative quirks, behaviors or programmings or traumas, and loved the whole of us. Would that make a difference for us? Would it be something that would really shift the way we would feel in the moment? Just the thought of having that special someone. It could be, significant other, friend, mentor, just a person that happens to pass by our life, and they were able to bring that out and meet us in the darkest places and still love us, and we would feel this love. How would our life, this current reality, exactly the same, it's just having that one person, how would we be experiencing this unwanted reality? Would it be different? And if the answer is a little bit and yes, then how about, instead of waiting for these people and situations and, money and health and love and family and I don't know what else, mission, or how about if instead of waiting for all these so that we can feel better, we started becoming that person? Because if that one person can make a big impact in our lives, then how about if we became that one person and brought our power back? Instead of waiting for this person to show up from our outer world, we became that special person. And we brought up all these, we meet us in the moments we feel disappointed, lonely, we were there for us, holding our hands. How would we feel if we could be our biggest supporters? If we can be there for us, our biggest allies, our best friends? How would this same reality be experienced if I could be able to express my needs and wants and fulfill them and put boundaries on myself and others? How about if I can become that person that whenever I do not see an solution, I would be able to find one because I'm that kind of person that knows how to fulfill my needs. So if this current reality as is would look better, would feel better, would kind of be different if I were that person, how about if I choose to become that person today, right here, right now? And you would say, yeah, but that needs a lot of work. Okay, but just for now, just for right here, if I can decide that I will become that special someone for myself, no matter what the whole universe does, brings in my life or doesn't, takes away, whatever. How does that feel? And now, how do I start becoming that person? Well, how I advise my clients and my technique and what I do with myself is that we use the triggers, we use the negative as a guide to more in-depth connection with ourselves. So, example, I have a negative thought, okay? Instead of wanting to disassociate and wanting that thought to leave, I go into my body and try to find the emotion or the feeling. Feeling is a sensory, right, on the physical level. So I just go and check in to see how I might be feeling on my legs, my tummy, my belly, my back, my head, all over. I just scan the body, right, and just go and find the sensations on the body. If I'm triggered by an emotion, it could be from my thoughts or somebody, else from, my outer world. Having a conversation with them, they tell me something, I get triggered. The trigger is the way to healing, is the way to becoming that special person for us, because the trigger is there to pull on us, to show us where we have missed the spot of loving ourselves. It wouldn't be able to be shown to us in any different way. It can be later on when we are able to heal our wounds and our triggers, and we don't need to, feel the pain so that we can actually respond to us, because we're more in tune with ourselves. We don't need somebody to, call out. We are more in tune, we're more connected with ourselves, and therefore we do not need to wait for the negative, thought or emotion or feeling to come up so that it could catch our attention. We are already focused in ourselves, in our center. So again, to the technique, we would allow the negative thoughts, emotion, and or feeling to come and show us where our subconscious is trying to communicate to us, our body, right, is trying to communicate to us where we can focus and pay attention to ourselves. Because that's where we need it the most, where we get the trigger. So the trigger is a subconscious communication to our conscious world, to our conscious mind of, hey, I need your attention. Hey, I need your love. Hey, I need your responsibility, your ability to respond and self-soothe and integrate. So feel, heal, and integrate, like we say, right? So because we are programmed by default to fight, flight, freeze, and fawn to our negative thoughts, negative emotions, negative feelings, this training to go, instead of redirecting our focus elsewhere whenever we have a negative thought, emotion, and feeling, this redirection of focusing inwards whenever we have that negative thought, emotion, feeling is a new language. And by doing this slowly but surely, we start to heal our nervous system. We start to regulate our nervous system, and we start to feel safe within our body. And by feeling safe in our bodies, we feel more safe in our world with others. And this is how we start to become that special someone we are looking for. And from that place, what the reality is or is not, from that place, does not really matter. And from that place, we allow for things to come up. Because if in this moment everything is looking really bad, it's because we are in survival mode. We are doing the defense, the freezing, the fighting. And no matter what, so if we're defending, we're going to attract violence. If we're aggressive, we're going to attract more aggression or more defense, which defense and offense is the same, they're the two aspects of the same coin. We're just playing with polarities, right? If we're on freeze mode, then certainly our outer world will be frozen and nothing will be happening for us. So in order to heal our trauma and heal our wounds, we'd want to start with our triggers on the mind level, the emotion level, and the body level. And once we start with that, we have actually chosen to become that special someone. And only that special someone is able to create that reality we are wanting for ourselves by having embraced and accepted and loved the unwanted reality. Because basically, it's not really the reality we're talking about, but more the self. So the unwanted self is projected to an unwanted reality. The loved, accepted, embraced, beautiful self is now projected to that reality, the equivalent. So we want to more focus on how to become that mirror that's projecting on the outer world as reality to experience that reality once we have given it to ourselves first. On that note, I'll let you go for now, and please ask any questions. I'll be happy to answer any questions, and until next time.